Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Visit Michigan City LaPorte, closer than you think, better than you imagine. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Softball Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from Lake Central High School as the Hanover Central Wildcats take on the host Lake Central Indians. I'm Leo Stauderher, and I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's action as it is Senior Day at Lake Central. So we will join the Senior Day festivities in progress. Currently, the seniors playing catch with their parents, as is tradition here. So we will join those Senior Day ceremonies as they happen. So keep it locked in here. Again, you're watching Softball Night in the Region as it's Lake Central hosting Hanover Central. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Let's hear it for all of our Lake Central seniors and their parents. Parents and players, if you want to meet out in the left center field area by the senior banners, we can get a few pictures out there.
Let's do it. Hey, myself on the beat, hope, deep, boat, in rap.
As we're getting ready for first pitch, senior day, as Lake Central hosts Hanover Central, we will take a look at the game night forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Today's forecast in St. John, it's currently 56 degrees, and it is sunny here. Not much cloud cover going on, so a big blue sky over the field as the wind is blowing across the field. And we'll see how that impacts pitching, as there are chances for wind gusts around 15 miles per hour throughout the area, and that'll make the temperature feel a little bit cooler as temps will drop into the high 40s after sunset at 7:58, but we should be well out of the way by the time that rolls around, as that's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Hanover Central entering with a record of 16-4 on the year, 8-1 in Northwest Crossroads Conference play. As they are entering the facility right now, they are 8-2 in road games. They have won their last 4, scoring 157 runs and allowing 64, while Lake Central is 22-0 on the year, 11-0 in Duneland play, and 10-0 at home. Their win streak, obviously 22. While scoring 282 runs, allowing just 22. So the pitching and defense has been outstanding for Lake Central. Even I can do the math on that one. That's an average of 1 run per game, as the Indians wrapping up their senior day festivities. A fun atmosphere here to start the week, nearing the end of the season, and playing a tough non-conference opponent in Hanover Central before an even bigger matchup tomorrow against Crown Point. It's a busy week, so the Indians looking to stay not just undefeated at home, but undefeated on the season, whereas they will be a bit of a 2-game homestand, Hanover Central and Crown Point today and tomorrow, then hitting the road at Merrillville on Wednesday, another conference game, and then on Saturday a non-conference doubleheader in Illinois against Marist, before rounding out the regular season schedule against Valparaiso next week. And then it is time for the state tournament, and now every game until that point is one last tune-up, and certainly for LC, they are facing a tough schedule to round out that year, and by the time playoffs roll around, it'll feel like you've already played some playoff games. Facing Crown Point tomorrow for what will very likely be the Duneland Conference crown, and then that doubleheader against Marist on Saturday. That's a program that is always winning state trophies in Illinois, so another very good test before you wrap up the regular season. And I'm going to say Crown Point team that is trying to, or a Lake Central team, pardon me, that is trying to go on another deep run in the state playoffs, and an experienced senior class looking to defend their home field today. Taking a look, going back just the last 4 years as this senior class, how they've fared on home turf. They're a perfect 10-0 this year, 12-1 last year, with that lone loss being to Lincoln Way Central, 13-0 in 2024, and then as freshmen they were 11-2-1, so you have to go back to 2023 to the last time Lake Central has lost to a team from Indiana at home. That's a combined 46-3-1, playing here in St. John for this senior class, so they'll be looking to keep things rolling here against the Wildcats of Hanover Central. The seniors taking some pictures out by the banners out in left center field as Hanover just arrived. They will be going through some warm-ups, and we'll be getting you closer and closer to first pitch here for this non-con matchup, and certainly an emotional day for the seniors as you look at your starting to reach the end of your journey playing at the high school level, the college level. Some of them will be making that next step. For some, this will be your last couple weeks playing softball in general, so making sure you still take care of business those last few weeks. And senior day, just another one of those milestones that once that takes place, it starts to feel real, and then you wrap up the regular season, playoffs, and every game could be your last. And certainly for Hanover too, their seniors probably going through those same emotions and trying to play spoiler. When you face a team on their senior night, you want to try to make sure it's not the happiest of nights for them, that you could spoil that, hand them a loss. And especially for a team in Hanover, these two teams met last year, and it was Lake Central who would get the win 4-1. That was almost a year ago today on May 12th. Seniors and their parents starting to make their way off the field, and warm-ups getting back in place. And for the players, the underclassmen, the juniors, sophomores, freshmen, that's where you want to make sure you're staying loose, still getting ready for a game, focusing on the task at hand. When the seniors are taking care of the festivities here, you are still stretching, playing catch, doing what you have to do to get ready, trying to, as athletes are creatures of habit where you like to stay in routine. You have your superstition, so when you throw in something like a senior day ceremony, it could throw off that routine. So you want to make sure you are still doing what you can to get ready for the game. And you always hear stories about athletes before a game, you do the same thing at the same time or in the same way. So hopefully everybody's still able to try to take care of those and still take care of business, as the task at hand is still trying to make sure you can pick up a win this evening. You can be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town, as it will certainly be a very busy week for us at the Region Sports Network. Taking a look at the upcoming schedule, we have some time to promote that for us. This is the only broadcast on our platforms this evening, but tomorrow a busy day and another busy day here at LC, as we'll have activity on for both Diamond Sports. The Lake Central softball team will be hosting Crown Point, as will the Lake Central baseball team. So two broadcasts at 4:30 against the same opponent, and major Duneland Athletic Conference implications on the line in both of those games. So you can find all of those broadcasts at those platforms I mentioned in the read, at Facebook, YouTube, or at our website. And we'll have another quiet cast going. Chesterton playing at Portage, 4:30 start time for that as well. So a triple header going on tomorrow. That'll be a fun day to watch the scoreboard, jump between broadcasts. So you can get multiple devices going to take in all that action tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we will have some more games as well. Lake Central will be at Crown Point on the baseball side. You can catch Michael Brandner on the call for that one at 4:30. And then Portage will be at Chesterton. That will be another quiet cast. So a very busy mid-May week for us at the Region Sports Network, for the Duneland Conference, and to high school athletes in general. We're excited to be bringing you all the coverage of those games, as we'll look to still keep setting the table for the game here. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have starting lineups and more pregame coverage for this non-conference matchup. Hanover Central is playing at Lake Central, so stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Have you heard? Strachan Van Til was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, flower shop, food and grocery delivery, fried chicken, place to buy produce, place to buy seafood, loyalty program, and grocery store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton Mantel.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's Insurance Professionals, Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Getting ready for first pitch between the Wildcats and the Indians. Let's get ready to meet the starting lineups from both teams. Batting lineups tonight are brought to you by Great Lakes Sports Hub, More Than a Dome. First, for the visitors from Hanover Central, with a record of 16-4, their lineup will be from head coach Sam Ankowitz, as it will be as follows. Sienna Stilley will be leading off, playing catcher. Dallas Bowen bats second, plays short. Brooke Ostman bats third, plays first. Jillian DeYoung will be the pitcher. She bats cleanup. Noah Edgerton will be playing left field, batting fifth. Katie Pope will be playing third base, batting sixth. Kaylee Blocker bats seventh, will be the designated player. Addie McMahon will be the center fielder, batting eighth. And Marissa Millsap will be rounding out the 1 through 9 while playing second base. Alyssa Bowman will be the right fielder. She will be the flex, will be replaced in the batting order by the pitcher, DeYoung. More on her in a moment. Next, for the host, Lake Central Indians, with a record of 22 on the year. Their lineup from head coach Yvette Tovar will be as follows. Michaela Van Vossen leads off, plays second. Maddie Rainwright will be behind the plate. She will bat second. Lexi Iwema will be playing short, batting third. Tegan Tripp plays third, bats in the cleanup spot. Maddie Such will be in the circle. She bats fifth. Sophia Beals bats sixth, plays first. Jada Lewis will be the DP. She bats seventh. Emma Wilkins plays right field, bats eighth, and Piper Urbanski rounds out the 1 through 9, while she will be patrolling center field defensively. Those were your starting lineups. Now it's time to introduce the starting pitchers for tonight's game. That means we'll turn to the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurlers for today, presented by Enigenberg Exteriors. For the home team, we will be seeing Maddie Such in the circle. She is 11-0 on the year with a .84 ERA over 12 appearances. She has gone 50 innings of work with 24 hits scattered throughout those, just 8 runs, 6 of which were earned. She has walked 14 batters while striking out 82. The Wildcats will counter with Jillian DeYoung, as their starting pitcher. She is 12-2 on the year with a 1.55 ERA. She has thrown 86 innings with 47 hits against, 24 runs that have been scored against the Young. 19 of them were earned. She has walked 28 batters while striking out 144. Those are your Enigenberg Exteriors home improvement hurlers for today's game. Enigenberg Exteriors, a premier provider of roofing and siding services with over 40 years of experience. Check them out on the web at ebergexteriors.com. So as Hanover finishes up their warm-ups, we will step aside. When we come back, we'll have more Senior Day festivities, the national anthem, and then first pitch. So stick around. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Sometimes the hardest part of improving your business isn't coming up with a great idea. It's knowing what to do with it. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services is ready to meet all your industrial and commercial construction needs. Whether it's a small build-out or a complete construction project, Chester will design, build, and finance. Our team eliminates multiple contractors, providing you a single point of contact while staying within your budget. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services, turning your ideas into realities.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah! For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here!
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Looking to score great deals on sports and fitness gear? Shop local at Play It Again Sports Maryville. We have new and quality used equipment for baseball, softball, golf, hockey, fitness, and more. Plus, turn your old gear into cash on the spot or create your own discount with store credit for even better deals. Whether you're training, competing, or just getting started, your locally owned Play It Again Sports keeps you in the game.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
As Hanover Central finishes up their warm-ups, we will now have the Senior Day ceremony taking place, so we will turn it over to the Lake Central PA announcer for the Senior Day festivities.
Class of 2026. At this time, we will bring out each senior and their families to honor them and to tell you in their own words about their time at LC. Our first senior is Sophia Beals. Sophia is accompanied by her parents, Chris and Megan Beals, and her sisters, Mia and Olivia Beals. Sophia will be playing softball for Roosevelt University, where she will major in real estate. Let's take a moment to hear in Sophia's words about her time at LC.
Hi Mom and Dad, and hi everyone else. First off, I gotta say, I'm really grateful that my parents still signed me up for softball, even after my sister said I was copying her. Because these 12 years have been absolutely incredible, especially these past 4. I can't even count how many times my mom and dad told me it's all gonna work out, and in the moment it didn't feel like it was. But somehow they were right, and I'm standing here today with no regrets and wishing I can go back to the first time my dad and I played catch. So thank you to my family for always believing in me and supporting me. And thank you to my friends I met through the sport. We truly have been through it together, and you guys have always found a way to make those hard days better. Softball has given me so many memories and people I'll never forget, and I'm so grateful I get to continue my love for the sport at the next level. Thanks for listening, guys, and peace out from Fifi Slade!
Our next senior is Lexi Iwema. Lexi's accompanied by her parents, Todd and Leslie. Lexi will be playing softball for Indiana University, where she is majoring in sports psychology. Let's hear from Lexi about her time at Lake.
Hi everyone. First I want to thank everyone who's been a part of my softball journey over the years. From rec ball to travel to high school softball, thank you to every coach who has helped me grow as a player and a person. A special thank you to Coach Eric for all your support and encouragement throughout the years. To my parents, thank you for every sacrifice you've made, for always pushing me to be my best, and for supporting me through everything. I truly couldn't have done this without you. To my fellow seniors and teammates, thank you for making the season so fun and memorable. I'm going to miss the hugs after big wins, the celebration, the laughter, and all the little moments we have with this team. I'm so thankful I got to play with such an amazing group of girls. Everyone says high school goes by so fast, and honestly, they're right. So enjoy every moment, have fun, make memories, and remember, at the end of the day, it's just a game. Thank you for everything, and if I could leave you with any advice, it would be to always stay sexy. Sexy Lexi signing out.
Our next senior is Caitlin Stryler. Caitlin is accompanied by her parents, Tim and Joanne Stryler. Caitlin's playing softball for Union Commonwealth University, and she's majoring in physical therapy. Now let's take a minute to hear Caitlin's own words about what LC means.
First, I want to start by thanking everyone who has been by my side these past 4 years. I want to thank my parents for all the time that you guys have spent taking me to tournaments, games, and practices. You guys have helped me believe in myself, and I would not be where I am today without you guys. And to all of my coaches, thank you for always being there to push me and make me a better player and person. I am so grateful for all the opportunities that all of my coaches have given me. And to all my teammates, thank you for making these past 4 years unforgettable. The memories that we've made together will stay with me forever. I am thankful for these past few years, but as graduation is approaching, I am excited to move on to the next chapter in my life. Thank you to everyone who has made everything possible for me. Number 28, signing out.
Our next senior is Tegan Tripp. Tegan is accompanied by her parents, Hugh and Rachel Tripp, and her brother, Huey. Tegan will be playing softball for Virginia Tech, where she'll be majoring in criminology. Now, let's hear Tegan's senior letter about her time at Lake Central.
The past 4 years have been the fastest 4 years of my life. Through all of the accomplishments, memories, and hardships, I would like to thank my family and friends for being right by my side and supporting me through it all. To my family, thank you for being there through all the highs and lows. I love you guys so much, and I will forever be grateful for you. To my teammates, thank you for being my backbone and for the constant support. I will forever miss our overnight trips, long bus rides, pregame snack trips, dugout talks, team dinners, and so much more. I am grateful for every single one of you, and as I move into this new chapter, I am relieved to know I have so many people who will support me in my next step. I am so excited to continue my journey playing softball at Virginia Tech and becoming a Hokie. Signing out, number 10, Tegan the Tank Tripp.
Our last senior of the night is Michaela Van Bossen. Michaela is accompanied by her mom, Melissa, Levi, sister Kenzie, and brother Caden. Michaela is playing softball for DePaul University. And finally, let's hear from Michaela about her time at Lexington.
First, I want to thank my family for always supporting me throughout my softball journey. Thank you for all of the sacrifices, encouragement, and always believing in me. I wouldn't be where I am today without you. Coach Eric, thank you for all the hitting lessons, advice, and support over the years. Coach Smalls, thank you for always pushing me to play with confidence and helping me grow as an athlete. Coach Rick and Coach Felix, thank you for believing me from such a young age and helping me grow both on and off the field. Coach Yvette, Coach Mike, and Coach Brett, thank you for making these last 4 years so memorable and for all the lessons along the way. To my teammates, thank you for all the memories, friendships, and bonds we built over the last 4 years. And thank you to all the parents, families, and fans out there supporting Lake Central softball. Lastly, thank you to everyone who supported me throughout this journey. I'm forever grateful. Number 17, Michaela Van Bossen, signing out.
Let's hear it for all of our seniors, everybody. Seniors, if you and your families could gather at home plate, we'll take one last picture, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
So there were the senior day intros as the Lake Central seniors wrapping up the pregame portion of the outing, and then we will be moving along here shortly for first pitch, which should be looking like it will be right on time, right around 4:30. So we will continue previewing that matchup. The Indians hosting Northwest Crossroads Conference. Non-conference, a team from the Northwest Crossroads Conference for a non-conference game in Hanover Central. So the Wildcats and the Indians will be taking things to the diamond in just a few minutes, so stick around. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
See the head coaches talking things over at home plate at the ground rule discussion, getting ready. So now we are closer to first pitch here at Lake Central, and now you get the senior day portion out. And for some of the players now, it's a relief. Now you just focus on just another game here. It's softball, and they will try to send the seniors out with a win, although it's not the last home game, but for all intents and purposes, it's a more festive one than normal, and there's always that different mindset on how coaches want to plan senior day. If you do it for a conference game, if you do it earlier in the season, do you do it the very last game, and when there's still maybe a conference championship on the line, or do you do it on a start of a busy week like today, and now it's out of the way. But either way, it is always a fun day for seniors, and starting to get, especially in the spring sports, when so many of these players, could be multi-sport athletes, so you've maybe done one for a fall sport or a winter sport, and now this is the last one, and following senior day, that's when it's graduation, and you're really reaching the end of the line as part of your high school sports journey. And we heard in the pregame many of these players will be playing at the next level, but you want to appreciate the high school experience certainly now, and try to end it and extend it as long as you can with a deep run in the state tournament. And both of these teams in Hanover and Lake Central seem to be positioned to potentially do that this spring, so we will have plenty of coverage over the next couple weeks of state tournament baseball and softball on our platform. So it'll be a fun week, hopefully fun month of May and into late June for the region baseball and softball communities, as the ground rules have been discussed. So now we will have the national anthem and the rest of the pregame announcements. So we will step aside for that momentarily, and when we come back, we will have first pitch between Hanover Central and Lake Central. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Have you heard? Stratton Van Til was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton Van Til.
Hanover is coached by Sam Inkowitz and is assisted by Alyssa Albrecht, Kevin Duffy, Brian Miller, and Megan Myers. And now your starting lineup for the Lake Central Lady Indians. Leading off, second baseman, number 17, Michaela Van Bassen. Catching, number 24, Maddie Wainwright. Shortstop, number 14, Lexi Ilima. Batting fourth. Third baseman, number 10, Tegan Frick. Pitching, number 13, Maddie Such. First baseman, number 29, Sophia Fields. Designated player, number 30, Jada Lewis. Right field, number 26, Emma Wilkins. Center field, number 12, Piper Urbanski. And left field, number 21, Hallie Ramirez. Your Lake Central Lady Indians are coached by Yvette Tovar and is assisted by Mike Wilkins and Selena Mitchko. Your officials for tonight's game are Jordan Pickens and Michael Mazer. Now please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
There was the national anthem, so we are just about ready for first pitch between Hanover Central and Lake Central. At Region Sports, we don't like downtime, whether it's a championship drive or a game night print job. We trust Pulse Technology to keep the toner cartridge full and the process running smoothly. Pulse Technology, the heartbeat of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. It will be Maddie Such in the circle for Lake Central. Our catcher behind the plate will be Wainwright. Tripp and Beals will be the corner infielders. Iwema and Van Vossen will be in the middle, and then Ramirez, Urbanski, and Wilkins will be in the outfield from left to right as Lake Central takes the field. See them in their blue uniforms with white pinstripes, white numbers on front and back, while Hanover will be wearing the mostly cardinal uniforms with Columbia blue numbers and shoulders, white stripes as well, and blue numbers on their jerseys to round out the outfit. These teams met last season. It was Lake Central who would get the win 4-1. We'll see what this year's edition of this matchup will have, as it'll be two teams sending their top pitchers to the circle and plenty of dangerous bats scattered throughout the lineup, so these pitchers will have to be precise with their command and their location to try to make sure nobody is able to get one into the gaps or over the fence for extra bases. As we talk about the Lake Central pitching staff, how excellent they have been this season. Just 22 runs allowed over 22 games. So it's a very deep pitching staff too, and we'll call it for the rest of the teams in the Duneland Conference. Many of those pitchers will all be back next year. Such a junior, Lewis and Tresso, both freshmen, so plenty of room for them to continue to develop over the next couple of seasons. As we now see Sienna Stilley stepping into the right-handed batter's box. We are ready for game time here. Such in the circle. She winds up, delivers a first pitch strike to the corner. Starts the count 0-1. First pitch right at 4:30 to start this game. So Such winds up, goes to the plate again. 0-1 will go 1-1 to Stilley, the Hanover Central catcher, batting .450 on the season, .575 on base percentage. Such goes towards the plate. Stilley elevates it high in the air towards the third base dugout, and it will carry over and towards the walkway and the concourse, towards the tents where the senior night tables are set up, and just a long foul ball. It's a 2-strike count to Stilley, so she'll look to try to make something happen here. 27 hits for Stilley as she bats out of the leadoff spot, looking to start the day with a base runner for the Wildcats. But then Such sends a strike. Now we will have a 2-strike count. So that's a 2-2 count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stilley trying to stay alive against Such. The right-handed pitcher brings it towards the plate. The 2-2 lofted high and foul backwards to the bleachers. So the at-bat continues. Stilley 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 10 home runs. 24 runs batted in this year, while scoring 13 runs. She's also walked 18 times, so she's a threat to reach base in a variety of ways. The 2-2 skips its way in. Will go full at 3-2. That's what you want from the leadoff batter, is to work the count full. So now Such will need a strike to try to get Stilley out. The payoff pitch, called strike 3. So a good battle between batter and pitcher. It's the pitcher who will win this one. Good movement on that strike 3 pitch. Able to, a right-handed batter, send it in through the back door to get the called strike 3, and Bowen will now bat. Dallas Bowen, the left-handed batting shortstop from Hanover, waits for the first pitch at the corner for a strike. Bowen bats .349 this season, 22 hits, 4 doubles, 3 triples, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. Now the 0-1. just high for a ball, and Bowen a freshman too, so to have those numbers at the varsity level as a freshman, all batting out of the 2 spot, certainly very impressive for Bowen. Now the 1-1. Bowen tips it foul to the glove of Wainwright for strike 2. 1 out, nobody on base. So now you have to get defensive in a count like this, trying to avoid going down on strikes. The 1-2 pitch is lifted foul and away, so it stays where it was, a ball and 2 strikes. But the start of a busy week for both of these teams, and you try to make sure you start the week with a win, and that starts here in the first inning. Now the 1-2. Outside, we go even at 2-2, but if you could hit the ground running for either team, score a run in your first trip through the lineup, that sets things up well, especially when both teams are throwing 2 of their top pitchers. Runs might be hard to manufacture tonight. 2-2. Bowen gets it off the end of the bat, and it goes foul over the press box, out of play. We stay where we were at 2-2. Bowen staying alive, being able to waste a couple of 2-strike pitches. We'll see if she could get the timing right and really try to drive one in play. It was a strikeout to Stilley to open the game. Such gets the sign from Wainwright, goes towards the plate. The ball was low. We go full, 3-2, another lengthy at-bat. Bowen has worked this count full after being down 1-2 at one point in the at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Now the payoff pitch. Bowen drives it, but it hooks foul. Hooks foul over the Hanover bullpen and skips towards the baseball field, and it's still rolling away. Now towards the soccer practice field. Right down the hill on the path towards the parking lot. That one's really traveling. But anyway, here's the 3-2 pitch. Bowen with another foul ball, so this at-bat approaching 10 pitches after Bowen has fouled a couple away. It's 3-2. That's what you want. Both for Hanover Central, out of your top 2 hitters, both of them have worked the count full, and it gives a little scouting for the batters to follow to see what Such is working with. The 3-2 slice towards left field, carrying towards the Lake Central bullpen, and that will go foul near the just past the Lake Central dugout. So the count's still full at 3-2. But Bowen really defensive here against Such. And now, like I was saying, those batters in the dugout, whether the 3 spot or the 4 spot, you're seeing maybe what Such likes to do with 2 strikes in the count and have an idea of what to look for. The 3-2 off the end of the bat, cued towards left field. It will drop just foul, going towards the left field corner. That was about a foot to the left of the line in left field. Ramirez was charging towards it. It landed in front of her. So a long foul ball from Dallas Bowen, and the count stays where it was. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's nobody on base, 1 out. But both Such and Bowen trying to find a way to win this at-bat. Here we go, 3-2. It's outside for ball 4. So Bowen, after all that, reaches base with the walk. That at-bat was over 10 pitches, several foul balls, and just Bowen able to work her way back into that count, being down 1-2, to then eventually reach the base with a walk. Now Brooke Ostman bats. Such winds up. Bowen was stepping out to a lead. The catcher Wainwright looks her back to the base as the pitch was called ball 1. 1-0 the count to Ostman. She's playing first base today, bats .301 on the season. The 1-0 pitch, tapped foul. Bowen was running with the pitch, but she will have to make the trip back to first base. As just knocking it down towards the plate was Ostman. We'll even the count up at a ball and a strike. One and one. Ostman swings through it. A good rise ball from Such. Pops into the glove of Wainwright. Now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Wainwright, the catcher, looking the base runner Bowen back after every pitch. They're certainly mindful of her speed. Now 1-2. Bowen's going. Line towards first base. Beals makes the catch and steps on the cushion. It's a double play. Turned by Sophia Beals to end the inning. Hanover gets a runner on base, but she will be retired on the double play as we will head to the bottom of the first inning. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
It'll be Van Vossen, Wainwright, and Iwema due up for Lake Central. The pitcher for Hanover Central is Jillian DeYoung. She will look to try to keep those bats quiet after Lake Central. A very nice double play to end the inning. That was one where Ostman got it off the end of the bat, but lined it right to the glove of Sophia Beals, who was in the right spot to get to that one, and then Bowen was running with contact, so all Beals had to do was then step back over to first as the base runner Bowen was almost at second by the time she had to try to turn back, and it was too late. Beals turned two. It was a line-out double play to first. Now we'll see Michaela Van Vossen leading off for Lake Central. She bats left-handed and plays second base today. Van Vossen with 30 hits on the season. With a big swing on the first pitch, but was a little bit over it. So the count starts 0-1. DeYoung, the right-hander, starts the count with a strike. Her next delivery. Van Vossen tries to rise with it, but can't catch up. It's a strike. The count goes 0-2. DeYoung, a sophomore right-handed pitcher, facing a tough lineup from Lake Central, and it starts with the senior Van Vossen. The 0-2. High for ball one. Van Vossen with an average of 500, 620 on base percentage. That's what you want from your leadoff hitter. She has scored 41 runs, also with 19 walks. Now the 1-2. Big swing, but it is unable to line it up. That will be a strikeout for Van Vossen. DeYoung retires her on 4 pitches. Now it will be the catcher, Maddie Wainwright. Wainwright steps up with a 567 average, 38 hits this season. She will bat with nobody on base and 1 out. DeYoung will fire. Wainwright stays away as it elevates high for a ball. Good job mixing up locations for DeYoung on that strikeout. Where the first strike she swung over it, the second strike she swung below it, and then on strike 3 it was one that was tailing away from the batter. The 1-0, curling towards right field, chasing in is Bowman, and it lands just in front of her. Wainwright gets to second. She's not stopping there. Going for 3, she will slide in safely. Maddie Wainwright will reach and is now 60 feet away from scoring after being able to drop that one into right field.
Number 14, Lexi Iwema.
So Wainwright, one swing of the bat, ends up on third base. As that was Bowman had to charge in at right field, trying to slide and get to it. She almost had the play there. It just gets away from her glove, and Wainwright was decisive early to go for second, as she was already almost at second base by the time the right fielder got to it, and then when she couldn't secure the catch, Wainwright was going for third. Ends up there, and We'll have a new base runner on in place of the catcher Wainwright, as Lexi Iwema will bat for Lake Central with a runner just 60 feet away and 1 out in the inning. DeYoung goes towards the plate, and for a team like Lake Central, you want to try to make sure you can capitalize on that. And for Hanover, that's where things get a little more tricky, facing a Lake Central pitching staff that doesn't allow a lot of runs. You can't really afford to spot them a run here in the first inning. The count goes 2-0 to Iwema. She bats .580 on the season, has driven in 52 runs while scoring 45. Leads the team in both of those categories. Gets a hold of this one. It's carrying towards left field. Edgerton has beat on it, makes the catch for the out, but tagging and scoring to put the Indians on the board is Streiler, and Lake Central will strike first on a sacrifice fly from Iwema.
Your third baseman, Tegan Tripp.
So Iwema was able to loft it towards left field. Edgerton made the catch, but it was deep enough that even with a good throw, it was going to be tough to beat the runner scoring from third. Tegan Tripp will now bat with the bases empty, 2 outs, and 1 run in the bank. The first pitch will be high for a ball to Tripp. Tripp, the senior, bats .549, so now she'll look to see if she could extend the inning for Iwema. That was her 53rd RBI of the season, a team high. The 1-0. Called strike one, evens the count up at 1 apiece. So Tripp bats against DeYoung in the last of the first inning, in which Lake Central has scored 1 run already. Tripp gets a hold of the 1-1, but it will carry foul towards the first base side and land out of play. Makes it a 1-2 count. So 1-2 the count to Tripp, playing third base tonight. The pitch from DeYoung is inside. That will even the count at 2-2. And with 2 outs in the inning, Tripp trying to see if she could reach base and force DeYoung to have to keep working. Now the 2-2 offering. DeYoung pokes it towards the circle, and she will scoop it up, throws over to first base. Tripp grounds out to the pitcher, DeYoung, to end the inning, but not before Lake Central does some damage, scoring 1 run on a sacrifice fly by Iwema. We're through 1. It's Lake Central 1, Hanover Central 0. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Jillian DeYoung bats to lead off the second inning. Such winds up and fires a strike to the inner third to open the count 0-1. So DeYoung, after allowing a run at the circle, could help her own cause by reaching base and trying to score one at the plate. The 0-1 from Such. DeYoung waves over it for strike 2, so one pitcher throws to another. And for Hanover, they were able to get a base runner on in their first trip up against Such, but then she was retired on the double play, so now trying to find a way to make another base runner, get another base runner aboard. The 0-2. Outside, we go 1-2, and we saw a couple lengthy at-bats from Such to Stilley and Bowen. Maybe now for the pitcher, you take some time in the dugout, figure out what went wrong, how you could correct that. The 1-2 check swing. The appeal will say she did not go. Evens things at 2-2, but now trying to find a way to not get caught in those lengthy at-bats, and one ended in a strikeout, one ended in a walk. To the leadoff batter, DeYoung, Such winds and fires. The 2-2, she swings over it for strike 3. Second punch out of the day for Such. The batter will now be Nora Edgerton.
Number 7, Kaylee Blocker.
RB. Blocker batting. Kaylee Blocker bats. So Blocker will be batting here. She fouls one back to the fence. Blocker playing in a DP spot today. This was under that one to take it back to the backstop. Now we'll see what she can do with the 0-1. Be just low for a ball. We go even at 1-1. Blocker trying to see if she could drive something here. With 20 RBIs on the year, 17 hits. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing, but just behind it we go 1-2. So good velocity from Such to get the batter swinging past it. To count a ball and 2 strikes with 1 down. The 1-2 was near the corner, but just outside to even things at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Such gets ready at the circle, goes to the plate. The 2-2 spins in for strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts to open the inning. Now Hanover down to their last hope. The third baseman, Katie Popa, will be trying to avoid the same fate as the 2 batters prior to her. Both went down on strikes. The first pitch to Popa. Fouls it off of the catcher, Wainwright, and out of play. Wainwright got that one off the mask, and it redirects out of there, and so making sure she's okay to stay in the game. She gives a smile to the crowd, and looks like she will stay in, as certainly as a catcher, you're used to getting a lot of contact back behind the plate, and she will get a little extra time to recover and make her way back to her station. The count 0-1 to Popa, as now Such steps back to the circle. Now her 0-1 delivery. That was low. Called ball 1, so that evens the count, 1-1. Popa bats .286 on the campaign with 16 hits, 2 doubles, and 11 runs driven in. Playing defensively at first base today. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So now Popa down to her last strike. Such was able to retire DeYoung swinging and Blocker looking. She's ahead in the count 1-2 to Popa. The 1-2 is high for a ball. So now 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The junior Such at the circle, pitching to Popa, the senior. On the 2-2, she cannot get to it. It was dropping away for strike 3. Such strikes out the side. As we will head to the bottom of the second inning with Lake Central leading by 1. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. Maddie Such leads off the last of the second inning for Lake Central. Such followed by Beals and Lewis. Facing DeYoung in the circle. DeYoung's first pitch is high and away for a ball. Lake Central was able to score 1 run in the first inning after Wainwright reached on an error. And then a sacrifice fly by Iwema brought her home. The 1-0 from DeYoung. Such tries to drive it, but was unable to connect for strike 2. So had good movement from DeYoung to continue to rise in the zone and got Such to swing under it. Now she fouls it away. The count, a ball and 2 strikes. So then Such, just below the barrel there, was under it, and it goes above, upwards towards the backstop. DeYoung gets the sign for the 1-2 offering. Gets it to the corner for strike 3. So she starts the inning with a strikeout, being able to send her counterpart, Maddie Such, to the dugout with a backwards K. Now Sophia Beals will bat for Lake Central. We saw her with a good defensive play in the first inning, being able to handle a line-out double play, and Beals with a big swing but unable to connect. Starts the count 0-1. Beals batting .444 on the season. One of the seniors recognized pregame. The 0-1 from DeYoung. Upstairs for a ball, makes it a 1-1 count. As DeYoung goes towards the plate, Beals just under it, almost got a piece of it, but the count goes a ball and 2 strikes. So the sophomore DeYoung really settling in here now in the second inning, being able to miss bats with those pitches. Got Such to strike out looking, is now ahead against Beals 1-2. The 1-2 will get a similar result, swing and a miss, strike 3, back-to-back punch-outs for DeYoung. Now the batter will be Jada Lewis.
Number 30, Jada Lewis.
Lewis, the sophomore, working as the designated player today. She bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Can't get to the first pitch from DeYoung, swinging strike. Lewis, part of that very dynamic pitching staff from Lake Central, but today she works with the bat. The 0-1. Another swinging strike, 0-2 the count. So DeYoung went high in the zone for strike 1, then low for strike 2, mixing locations against Lewis, who is down to her last strike. DeYoung's 0-2 pitch, lifted foul and curling towards right field, and it'll one-hop the wall into the baseball stadium. The count stays 0-2. For Lewis, just able to stay alive in that at-bat, timing it up just a little bit late, but still able to get a bat on it and live to fight for another pitch. And working as the DP today, so trying to make sure you do your job with the bat. The 0-2, she swings through it as it was spinning towards her. For strike 3, DeYoung strikes out the side. We will head to the third inning with Lake Central leading 1-0. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, You're not just getting the highest quality work, you're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Sometimes the hardest part of improving your business isn't coming up with a great idea. It's knowing what to do with it. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services is ready to meet all your industrial and commercial construction needs. Whether it's a small build-out or a complete construction project, Chester will design, build, and finance. Our team eliminates multiple contractors, providing you a single point of contact while staying within your budget. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services, turning your ideas into realities.
Nora Edgerton leads off the third inning. It'll be Edgerton followed by McMahon and Millsap as she steps into the first pitch from Such, but fouls it to the backstop. Got a good start on that swing, but unable to poke it into play. The left-handed batter will make her way back into the batter's box. Such in the circle, delivers the 0-1. Speeds it into the corner for strike two. Edgerton was starting to step into it, but didn't commit to the swing, but it was called a strike anyway. That was lower than the first pitch and kind of away, so that would have been a tough one to get a hold of. The 0-2 slapped foul and carrying to the third base side out of the concourse. The count stays 0-2. Such, with 4 strikeouts in the game, struck out the side in the second inning. Now she gets ready for the 0-2 pitch. This one again, lifted foul, similar spot, third base side. And then her counterpart, DeYoung, also struck out the side. It was a very well-pitched second inning, and two pitchers in Such and DeYoung. It's been tough to put the ball in play against them this evening. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. The 5th strikeout of the outing for Such. Starts the inning the way she was hoping to. Got her swinging, and now Addie McMahon will try to break up the groove that Such is in. McMahon playing center field today. That's .259 on the year with 18 hits. The lefty can't get to the first pitch from the right-hander Such. Now it's an 0-1 count. That's where that run in the first inning, the way both pitchers have been throwing today, the 0-1 from Such, high for a ball, but for Lake Central being able to get a run, maybe not exactly how you draw it up. A runner reaches on an error, then a sacrifice fly, but just to get a run on the board, that could go a long way in what's shaping up to be a well-pitched game. The 1-1 cracked down the third baseline, but there's still plenty of softball to be played today. It's the top of the third inning, but getting a run the first trip through the lineup, the first at-bats of the game, could be massive for Lake Central. Now they'll turn their attention towards trying to add to that run. The 1-2. McMahon can't get to it, swinging and missing for strike three. That's now 5 in a row for Such. 5 strikeouts in a row. And Marissa Millsap will be looking to try to break up that streak. Another left-handed batter for the Wildcats. Millsap checks, but it was low for a ball. Didn't go far enough for that to be a swing. But the appeal to first base anyway, well, they'll say no. Call stands. It's a 1-0 count. Such goes to the plate. Millsap skips it towards first base. Beals is there. She will step over and makes the play at first to end the inning. So 2 strikeouts and a ground out send the Wildcats down in 1-2-3 fashion. We will head to the bottom of the third with Lake Central leading 1-0. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
starts
here.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Lake Central bats in the bottom of the third inning. They lead 1-0. We'll see if they could add to that as Wilkins, Urbanski, and then the top of the order up to bat here. DeYoung goes towards the plate, starts the count with a strike. We go 0-1. So DeYoung's had a good job mixing up her locations, a good job throwing a variety of different looking pitches to get strikes in her first trip through the lineup, now facing 8-9 and then top. Count goes 1-1. Wilkins playing right field today, batting .333 on the season. The junior outfielder working against the sophomore pitcher. The 1-1. Big swing, but can't catch up to it. Good rise ball from DeYoung to make it a 1-2 count. Really jumped towards the catcher, and Wilkins just a little bit behind it. Here's the 1-2. It's high. We even things up at 2-2 for Lake Central. 22-0 on the year. Their last game was a big 20-1 win over Portage last week. A couple of conference wins against Chesterton and Portage. The 2-2 called strike three. DeYoung spins it in. She has now retired 4 batters in a row with strikeouts. Piper Urbanski will step into the box looking to break that streak. We saw Such strike out 5 consecutive, and now DeYoung could try to match that. Urbanski just under the first pitch from DeYoung for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Urbanski pokes it back to the screen. We go 0-2. For as good as both teams' offenses have been, it's been the pitchers the story today. The 0-2, a check swing from Urbanski. The appeal to first base says she did not go, but certainly for the coaches, you are impressed with how both pitchers have started as they're wrapping up their first trips through the lineup. And now, with the 0-2 count, Urbanski lifts it foul. You're trying to find a way to get a different result against two pitchers who have been throwing the ball well today. Urbanski batting .426, bats out of the 9 spot today with 20 hits on the year, 11 RBIs. Trying to do her job and get the top of the order up with a base runner. The 1-2 outside will go 2-2. That's a luxury to be able to put a player like Urbanski with those numbers in the 9 spot, and certainly that helps things for Van Vossen, Wainwright, Iwema when you flip the lineup card back over and you could have a runner on base. This one grounded towards shortstop. Bowen collects it, throws over, shuffling towards first, but her throw is just behind the runner Urbanski, who's able to leg out the infield single.
Number 17, Michaela.
See Urbanski, the lefty, ground it towards short. Bowen pick it up on the move, but Urbanski with good speed is able to beat the throw. Now with one out, there's a runner on first base for Michaela Van Vossen, batting against DeYoung. Van Vossen brought a big swing there, but couldn't line up the pitch from DeYoung. It's into the glove of Stilley for strike 1. Now the 0-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss for strike 2. Van Vossen bats with Urbanski at first for Van Vossen. She has 38 RBIs on the season. We'll see if she could get Urbanski on the move here. The 0-2 fouled towards the backstop, so she stays alive. For DeYoung, this is a big spot here. Your team trails by a run. They have the top of the order back up with help on the bases. You want to make sure you could keep Urbanski stationary, keep her at first. Another foul ball from Van Vossen, so she stays alive. For Urbanski, that was a good job not to give up on that play. It was an infield single, and she had to earn it. Racing against that throw from Bowen. Now the 0-2. Van Vossen just jabs it. Foul to the backstop. Had to reach and just got a piece of it, knocking it down, and she continues to extend the at-bat. With the count 0-2, DeYoung looking to see if she can cook up a way to end the battle between her and Van Vossen, who struck out the first time against DeYoung. The 0-2 will result in a swinging strike 3. And now there are 2 outs, and it's up to Maddie Wainwright to try to make sure the base runner, Urbanski, is not left stranded. It was a strikeout looking to Wilkins to open the inning. Then the Urbanski infield single was followed by a swinging strikeout by Van Vossen. Here's Wainwright batting against DeYoung. DeYoung spins one high for ball 1. Wainwright, the Indiana University recruit, had one of the biggest swings of the season a couple weeks ago in that extra inning thriller against Crown Point. The 1-0 carries high towards the backstop, and it will not be playable for the catcher. Stilley goes out of play, and now it's a foul ball, but Wainwright had that solo home run in extra innings to give Lake Central the 2-1 win over Crown Point. Those two teams will meet again tomorrow, same place as today's game. A 4:30 start for that Duneland Athletic Conference showdown. Here's the 1-1. Inside for a ball. The throw towards second base gets away from Bowen. Urbanski will reach. So she's now in scoring position after she swipes second. Stilley's throw went to Bowen on one hop, and then as she was trying to gather, it just gets away from her, and then Urbanski was able to get to second safely. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. The pitch to Wainwright is high, and it gets away from the catcher. This will allow Urbanski to scoot over to second base, or to third base. That was rising out of the hand of DeYoung, and we saw Stilley just try to get the glove on it. It might have got a piece of her glove, but then it goes to the fence. So it makes a 3-2 count, and now Urbanski is at third base. The payoff pitch to Wainwright. Wainwright cracks it through to left field. That will bring in Urbanski to score, and Lake Central adds another. An RBI single for Maddie Wainwright makes it a 2-0 lead. Wainwright is on base for the second time in this game. Wainwright reached on an error in the first inning, now singles and drives in a run in the third. That is her 25th RBI. Caitlin Streiler will take over for Wainwright at first base. So 25 ribbies on the year for Wainwright. And now Lexi Iwema steps into bat. So 2-out contact for Lake Central, drives in a run, and good base running by Urbanski. First pitch to Iwema, fouled away. Urbanski advanced to second on a stolen base, and then a wild pitch moved her over to third. So then that single to the third base side was able to chase her home. Iwema bats with the count 0-1, 2 away, and a runner at first base. And the 0-1 is a ball outside. Iwema had a sacrifice fly to bring Wainwright in to score in the first inning. Now with a ball and a strike in the count, DeYoung winds and fires. Iwema stays away from that one. It's a ball. We go 2-1. Stilley, the catcher, had to look Streiler back to first base. Even with 2 outs, you have to be mindful of that runner at first. Here's the 2-1. It's upstairs. We'll go 3-1. So now in danger of reaching on the walk is Iwema. Iwema with 53 RBIs on the 2026 season. She waits for the 3-1 pitch from DeYoung. Iwema swings under it, carries along the third base side, but that will break foul out of the concourse. So the count now 3-2. Iwema has a full count. With 2 outs in the inning, DeYoung gets ready for the payoff pitch. It's outside for ball 4. Iwema will reach. And so now with 2 outs, Lake Central continues to threaten with runners at first and second. After the strikeout to Van Vossen to record the second out, we saw Wainwright deliver an RBI single, and then Iwema walks, so the top of the order, making it difficult for the sophomore DeYoung in the circle. Now Tegan Tripp will continue to try to crank up the pressure for Lake Central here in the third. It's their second time now batting against DeYoung, so you could take something from those first at-bats, maybe know what you're looking for here, as Tripp grounded out to the circle to end the first inning. So she'll look for a different result in her second trip up to bat. DeYoung's first pitch to Lake Central's third baseman Tripp, it's low for a ball. Tripp, one of several Division I recruits in the Lake Central lineup, will be playing at Virginia Tech next season. Waits for the 1-0. It's inside for a ball. We go 2-0. So now DeYoung, after she has 2 strikeouts in the inning, but has seen Lake Central make things a little more turbulent with 2 outs in the inning. The 2-0, Tripp lofts it foul, and that will sail over the Hanover Central dugout for a foul ball, where a catch was made by a Hanover fan. The count, 2 balls and a strike. And so that could be so tough for a pitcher where you have 2 outs in the inning, you're almost out of it, but then a good swing from Wainwright keeps things going. The 2-1 pitch slices foul to the Lake Central bullpen. A good swing from Tripp, but just a little bit ahead, a little bit early. It's a foul ball, and the count even at 2-2. And for this part of the lineup with a lot of seniors, you've been in these spots with 2 outs in innings and have made it difficult for the pitcher to work. The 2-2 skips foul to the Lake Central dugout. But able to produce and drive in 1 run with 2 outs in the inning. There's the potential for more with Streiler at second and Iwema at first. Now the 2-2 pitch from DeYoung. Tripp fouls it to the backstop, just getting a piece of it. So she'll stay alive. With 2 runners aboard. Tripp grounded out in her first at-bat. Now she has the count even at 2-2 in her second appearance. She has this one carried towards center field. It will land in front of McMahon. It brings in Streiler to score, making it a 3-0 lead for Lake Central. Streiler scores from second base. Iwema advances to third, and Tripp is aboard with an RBI single.
Your pitcher, number 13.
So good contact from Tripp. Put it in the air, and it falls in front of the center fielder. Now Maddie Such bats with runners on the corners and 2 outs. DeYoung speeds a strike to the plate. She was able to retire Such, looking to open the second inning. But now in a bit of a different spot with runners at first and third. 2 runs have scored already. Now the 0-1. Such Plays it to center. It will drop into score as Iwema, and the line keeps moving for Lake Central. They have scored 3 runs in the inning to lead the game 4-0. RBI singles from Wainwright, Tripp, and Such. There are runners at the corners. Sophia Beals will bat. For Such, that is her 31st RBI of the season. As she's the pitcher, they will get to send a courtesy runner over to first. That is McKenna Fazio. So runners at first and third. Tripp is at third. Fazio is at first. And now a meeting at the circle for Hanover as they'll look to talk things over. But DeYoung, who had 2 outs in the inning, was almost out of it, but then a very good swing from Maddie Wainwright with 2 outs was able to keep things going. And now Lake Central has scored a trio of runs. Running to second is Fazio. She will advance uncontested there. So now 2 in scoring position, but for Lake Central being able to score 3 runs with 2 outs in the inning, certainly some of their coaching staff can appreciate and have made things difficult for the sophomore right-hander as she gets Beals to foul one to the fence. Count even at 1-1. Beals, the 8th batter to step into the box this inning. The 1-1. Spins in for a strike. It started inside and then just continued to spiral over the plate. Beals didn't offer. She's behind a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the inning. 3 strikeouts for DeYoung, but 3 runs scored for Lake Central. We are through 3. It's the home team leading 4-0. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Looking to score great deals on sports and fitness gear? Shop local at Play It Again Sports Maryville. We have new and quality used equipment for baseball, softball, golf, hockey, fitness, and more. Plus, turn your old gear into cash on the spot or create your own discount with store credit for even better deals. Whether you're training, competing, or just getting started, your locally owned Play It Again Sports keeps you in the game.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. The first pitch from Such is high for a ball to Sienna Stilley. Now Hanover Central will look to try to see if they can generate some offense here. This will be their second time facing Such with the top of the order up, and Lake Central made it that much steeper of a hill to climb up as Stilley puts it high in the air, not playable on the first base side. It looked at first as if maybe Beals or Wainwright could get to it, but then it carried over the dugout and out of play. But for Lake Central to add 3 more runs, making it a 4-run lead, it's that much higher of a hill that Hanover has to try to climb up to get back in this game. The 1-1 from Such. Stilley, another foul ball, this time again towards the bleachers, so she falls behind 1-2. It's just under these pitches from the right-hander Such. Let's put them both outside the field. She'll look to see if she can straighten something out. For Hanover at the plate, they have struck out 16 times. They have 1 line out and a ground out. Stilley loops this one towards right field. It will land and rolls to the wall. So she reaches second with a double. Big swing from Stilley for the extra base hit. It's the first hit of the day for Hanover Central. Their second base runner and that's the way you want to start the inning. Get the leadoff runner in scoring position. Dallas Bowen will bat. There will be a courtesy runner for the catcher. It appears to be Jessica Ferguson, but that was one of the hardest pieces of contact we've seen today from Stilley. She really drove that one towards center, and that just continued to tail away from Urbanski in center. And for Stilley, she was able to reach second standing up. No need for a slide. Plenty of time to do so there. Now Dallas Bowen, who reached on a walk in her first time up, elevates one towards right field. Going back to the fence is Wilkins. She'll make it just shy of the catch, just shy of the track. A long fly out for Bowen advances the runner Stilley.
Now batting, first baseman, number 17.
Some back-to-back big swings from Hanover. One results in a double, the other a fly out, but does her job, advancing the runner to third. Now Brooke Ostman will bat with a teammate 60 feet away from scoring and one out in the inning. Ostman lined into a double play her first trip up against Such. And the right-hander delivers a strike to open this at-bat. But for Stilley, was able to break up a good groove that Such was in at the circle, and then Bowen followed it up with a deep fly out. Ostman has this one curl foul out of play towards the baseball field, and the count goes 0-2. Seen a couple foul balls go towards the baseball field, looking out over in left field. There is still a softball out there. The baseball team was practicing, now they're done, so eventually someone will go retrieve that foul ball. The next pitch from Such. She swings through it for strike three. That's the second out of the inning. There's still a runner at third base, and the batter will be Jillian DeYoung. So DeYoung is the last hope for Hanover here in the top of the fourth inning, trying to produce with a runner at third. DeYoung checks up on it and then fouls it to the fence. Half swing, and then it just goes right to where the ball was and redirects foul. DeYoung struck out swinging to start the second inning. Now she bats in the fourth. Chops it towards third base. Collecting and throwing over is Tripp. That will end the inning. So Hanover gets the leadoff runner at second, but leaves her stranded at third base. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning with Lake Central leading by 4. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
It looks like we will have a new pitcher in this game, so we will introduce the Enigenberg Exteriors Home Improvement Hurler as we to try to get the number on that one. But the Enigenberg Exteriors, the pitchers are sponsored by Enigenberg Exteriors. As soon as I can find the read, they are a premier roofing provider of roofing and siding services with over 40 years of experience. Check them out at the web at ebergexteriors.com. HanoverSportsNet.com. The new pitcher will be Claire Edgerton for Hanover Central. So I will tally up the numbers for DeYoung in a moment, but for now, it is Claire Edgerton in to pitch. That ends the day for DeYoung, the sophomore right-hander. As we're just past the halfway point in this game. So 3 innings pitched for DeYoung as they're still wrapping up the lineup card for DeYoung. 4 hits over those 3 innings with 4 runs scored. She walked 1 batter while striking out. Striking out 7. She had 3 strikeouts in that 3rd inning in which Lake Central did score 3 runs and was almost out of that inning, but then it was a 2-out rally for LC, and that was the damage, and they were able to put an end to DeYoung's day. It'll now be a senior in Edgerton pitching. So Edgerton gets ready to face Lewis. As we start the bottom of the 4th inning, her first pitch is inside to the sophomore Lewis. Lewis struck out to end the 2nd inning in her first at-bat. That was against DeYoung, but now she faces a new pitcher. She fouls that one along the 3rd baseline. It bounces over towards 3rd, and now for Lewis facing a new pitcher, you want to make sure you help out the batters behind you, seeing a few pitches in the at-bat, and was able to foul one away, so she'll get ready for the 3rd pitch in this meeting with Edgerton. Here's the 1-1. Drops inside for a ball. We go 2-1. That started off near the middle of the zone, but then just continued to fall and started falling a little early. Lewis fouls away the 2-1. We go 2-2. Found that one towards the Hanover Central dugout. Evens the count at 2-2. Lewis batting .400 this season. Now the 2-2. Just outside, we go full at 3-2. That was tempting for Lewis, but she was able to stay away on a good take to make it a full count at 3-2. Now the payoff pitch. Lewis skips it back to the circle where Edgerton flashes the leather, throws over to first. That's out number 1.
Now batting, your right fielder, number 26, Emma Wilkins.
Emma Wilkins will bat with 1 out, nobody on. Wilkins to bat here. She was a strikeout victim in her first at-bat. She'll see if she can reach base here against Edgerton. Edgerton gets ready, will fire. It's grounded towards first base, right to Ostman, who will then step over to first to retire Wilkins. So Wilkins with a quick swing pokes it towards the first baseman, and she was able to handle things. Made the play to end the at-bat against Wilkins. So now Piper Urbanski will bat. Urbanski singled and later scored in her first trip up to the plate. The first pitch is outside and rolls in to the catcher, Stilley. And left-handed batting, Urbanski waits for this one. It's high and away, so 2-0 the count to Urbanski, who's trying to make sure has made sure she didn't chase either of those first pitches from Edgerton. It's trying to stay ahead in the count. The 2-0 pitch fouled over the Lake Central dugout. We go 2-1. Goes towards one of those backyards just past things on the third base side. The 2-1 pitch from Edgerton. This time it goes back to the circle. Edgerton has it squeak out of the glove. She'll have to chase it down, but cannot get to it in time. It will put Urbanski aboard at first base, That was a tough one for the pitcher to handle, as she initially had it in the glove but couldn't quite close on it, so it rolls away, and then Urbanski did not give up, reaches first. If you remember, that single for Urbanski was an infield single where she had to hustle down the line, and she had a similar look there with reaching on one that got away from the pitcher. Just hasn't given up on either of her 2 at-bats, and she's been rewarded with 2 appearances on the base paths. Now the top of the order, back up to bat with Michaela Van Vossen. Van Vossen batting here in the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 outs and a runner on. She rolls one through the right side of the infield into right field. Urbanski going for third base, and Van Vossen slides in safely at second. So Lake Central with another 2-out extra base hit. They're threatening here with 2 down, and the batter, Maddie Wainwright. Van Vossen had a good swing there and good speed on the base paths to extend that single to a double. Now with runners at second and third, Lake Central's in a position to try to chase in a couple more runs. With Maddie Wainwright batting. Wainwright stays away from the first pitch, opens the count 1-0. She had an RBI single in the 3rd inning, helped keep that rally going with a 2-out RBI single. Now the count 1-0. She bats with 2 friends in scoring position. The next pitch is low for a ball. We go 2-0, and timeout is called. And we'll bring something over to Van Vossen at second base. I think that's the oven mitt, that sliding glove, and so she'll get that. 2-0 the count to Wainwright with 2 outs. It's low for a ball, and for Edgerton in a similar spot to where DeYoung was in the last inning, almost through the inning, but then having to face that top part of the Lake Central order. And they got some good swings with 2 outs. 3-0. Another take from Wainwright. She will reach base for the 3rd time in this game with the walk. Now Lexi Iwema steps up to bat with 2 outs and the base is loaded. We'll see a courtesy runner in place of Wainwright. That'll be Streiler.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 28, Caitlin Streiler.
So Streiler's at first, Van Vossen at second, and Urbanski at third. Now there will be a meeting at the circle for Hanover with Iwema batting, and what a spot she finds herself in. Iwema has an RBI on the day already to make it 53 on the season, but she could add to that in a big way here with a blue jersey on every base. Iwema, talking about an outstanding senior season, she has been able to break both the single season and career home run records in program history, and the numbers for Iwema: 16 home runs, 52 RBIs, 9 doubles, 40 hits, 13 walks, 45 runs scored. Or actually now 46 runs scored with that walk in the 3rd inning. She scored on an RBI from Such. Edgerton winds, goes toward the plate. Iwema rolls it towards second base. Millsap will vacuum it up, throws to first. That will end the inning. Lake Central loads the bases but leaves them full, as we will head to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Indians leading 4-0. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Get Pulse technology on your team. Hit a home run with our managed print and copier services, IT and technology solutions, office furniture and design services, office supplies, scoreboards, and AV solutions.
Have you heard? Strachan Mantel was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, place to buy produce, place to buy seafood, loyalty program, and grocery store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Strack & Van Til.
Stay with us after the game and we'll name the proud Union home play of the game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a Union ironworker. Now Hanover steps back to bat. It will be Kaylee Blocker leading off the fifth inning, and for the Wildcats, Such with the first pitch, it's a swinging strike where you had the bases loaded defensively in that last half inning, but where you're able to sneak out of that jam, that could give these Wildcat batters maybe some energy, trying to go generate some runs, help out your defense. As that next pitch is low for a ball, we go 1-1, but when you can work your way out of a bases loaded spot without a run scoring, that could be a big boost. Now the 1-1. Strike two at the corner. So a ball and two strikes to Blocker. So for Edgerton pitching, that might not have been the start to the inning she wanted, but she was certainly able to walk the tightrope, get an out against a tough spot in the order as Blocker lifts it foul and away on the first base side. And for Lake Central, you hope that wasn't a spot where it comes back to hurt you later. And certainly with Such pitching the way she has been, it's a 4-run cushion is plenty of leeway. But with the bases full, unable to score, that could be a spot where maybe now Hanover could work their way back in. Another foul ball from Blocker makes it a 1-2 count. Blocker just a little bit behind that last swing, fouling it towards the right field side and out of play. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Blocker fouls it to the backstop. Blocker was caught looking in the second inning against Such. Such has 7 strikeouts in the game as we start the fifth inning. Here's her 1-2 delivery. Lofted towards left field. It will roll towards Ramirez. It's a leadoff single for Blocker. That's a good start to the inning. Blocker able to get under that pitch and drive it towards left. Ramirez took a good angle. If that one was able to get past her, it could have gone to the track and the fence and could have been extra bases. So it was a single for Blocker, her first time reaching back in the game. And now Katie Papa will bat. The next pitch is high for a ball. So Hanover in a spot where maybe they could start a rally here. Get the leadoff runner on base. Popa off the end of the bat towards short, but Iwema will chase it down for the out. The throw over to first base just skips over Beals. That was nearly a line-out double play. Iwema, with a good read on that fly ball, was able to chase it down. Made the catch looking over the shoulder, too. That catch on the run, and then was able to make the pivot through towards first base, but it skips over Beals. And Blocker slid back safely. Now Nora Edgerton will bat. Edgerton goes over it with the swing, the throw to first base, not in time. Getting back in time was Blocker, but Edgerton starts the at-bat with a strike. So now after Such was able to induce the fly out for the first out, we'll see if she could generate a second out. That one just outside, evens the count at a ball and a strike. She'll get ready for the 1-1 pitch. The bunt poked towards the catcher Wainwright. She will scoop it up, but there isn't a play to make. Everybody's safe. A well-executed bunt by Edgerton puts her at first base. wasn't maybe your traditional bunt. She almost just stuck the bat out and jabbed it, and it goes a short distance along the third base side. Wainwright barehanded it, but by the time she looked up, she had a couple of maybe players in her way, and there was no... It was probably the smarter play just to hang on to that one rather than rushing a throw in which the runner at first was almost already there. You risk an overthrow that then could have kept people moving along, so Wainwright making the smart play to just hang on to it. With runners at first and second, you have a force active at third. There's a few different ways you could try to generate outs here, and now for the Wildcats, though, you have to be happy with what you've been able to do here. Get 2 base runners on against a tough pitcher in such, and now you can really turn up the pressure and try to bring them in to score. With McMahon batting here, and this all comes right after a half inning in which the bases were loaded and you were able to escape without having Lake Central add to their lead. The first pitch to McMahon. She shows bunt, but was under it. It goes to the backstop. So McMahon falls behind 0-1 to start the count. So she tries to lay down a bunt there, but it's a foul ball. For McMahon, she struck out in her first plate appearance. Now with the 0-1, she tries to bunt again. Can't line it up. It goes to the glove of Wainwright. 0-2 the count now. Good job by Such to get that movement on that pitch. It just continued to drop away from the batter, McMahon. On the 0-2 pitch, towards the corner, but it just breaks away. The count will go 1-2. McMahon thought about swinging there, but didn't bring the bat forward. She started to bring it forward, just not far enough. A good job halting her momentum there. With the 1-2 pitch, that's outside. We go 2-2. Wainwright looks the runners back to their stations. Blocker is at second, and Edgerton at first. Blocker reached on a single to start the inning, then Edgerton laid down a bunt. The 2-2 pitch. High and away, we go full at 3-2. And 1 out in the inning. The count is full. Third base is open. Here's the pitch to McMahon. She swings through it for strike 3. Strike 3 swinging. That's the second out in the inning. With runners at first and second, Millsap will look to try to avoid leaving them stranded there. In the top of the inning, Hanover Central is threatening with 2 on and 2 out. They have not scored yet in this game. Lake Central leads 4-0. Millsap checks on it. It's a strike. 0-1 the count to Millsap. She grounded out to third base to end the third inning. She bats here in the top of the 5th. The 0-1 from Such. Grounded towards second base. A diving stop made by Van Vossen. She tosses to second for the third out. What a play by the middle infield of Lake Central to get their way out of a jam. We are through 4.5. Lake Central leads 4-0. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Halfway through 5, we have scored Lake Central 4, Hanover 0. Again, the concession stand is open on the third base line.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com.
It'll be Tegan Tripp leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for Lake Central. Edgerton stays in the game to pitch. She starts the at-bat with a strike. Tripp had an RBI single in the 3rd inning, and what a defensive play made by Michaela Van Vossen as Tripp skips it towards first base. It gets, and Oostman loses it, tries to step on the base, and then the ball continues to roll away, so we'll try to break all that down as we get a second look at it. Tripp will end up at second base on that sequence.
Now batting.
So Tripp lines it towards third base. Oostman almost stumbles and then loses the softball. I couldn't tell if she was able to get it to Millsap or if there was just a drop there, but that was a tough play for Oostman to make as it ate her up, and then on the recovery, unable to follow through. And aboard at second base now is Tripp. So she made contact, and a bit of a defensive mishap for the Wildcats puts her at second. Now Such grounds it through the left side of the infield past shortstop. Rounding third and coming in to score is Tripp. Lake Central makes it a 5-run lead. Maddie Such with the RBI single, her second RBI of the game. That was right towards short. Bowen had to dive to try to get in front of it, but it was screaming off the bat, and it rolled towards left center, bringing in Tripp to score, so the error comes back to hurt the Wildcats. For Such, she has her second RBI of the game, 31 and 32 of the season. And now Sophia Beals will bat. Fazio in as a courtesy runner for the pitcher Such. Nobody out in the inning. Fazio's off to the races going towards second. She will slide in safely. So her second stolen base of the game. She's now in scoring position. Here's Beals batting. Beals 0 for 2 on the day, looking to break through against Edgerton. The next pitch is low, keeps the count increasing to 2-0. But for Lake Central, being able to manufacture another run after the error put Tripp on base, they bring her home. This one in the air, but runs out of steam in the infield. Oostman will camp out and makes the catch for the first out.
Now batting.
But when you're able to get the leadoff runner on base and then immediately bring her home, that really helps out. And it was Maddie Such doing the work to help out her own cause, bringing in a run. The pitcher with 2 RBIs on the day. Lewis flares this one towards right field. It will land. Fazio's going for the plate. She will score. And Lewis delivers an RBI single to make it a 6-run lead for the Indians. Lewis was just under that one, got it above the hands. It carries into right field. And a good jump for Fazio. She was able to score from first base. And there will be another courtesy runner, pinch runner over at first base. We'll get a look at who that is. That will be
In for the DP, number 16, Kenzie Johnson.
That'll be Kenzie Johnson at first base, taking over for Lewis. So Johnson's at first. Wilkins will bat. There's 1 out, and 2 have scored in this inning. It's a 6-0 lead for Lake Central. And for Lake Central, after a 4th inning where he left the bases loaded, Wilkins takes a first pitch strike. They've bounced right back in the 5th inning, being able to score 2 runs already with the chance for more with a runner at first. They scored 1 in the 1st, 3 in the 3rd, and now 2 in the 5th. As they lead 6-0, Wilkins fouls away the next pitch. She's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 from Edgerton. Just outside. The throw over to first base. Gets past Oostman, and Johnson will move over to second base. So the throw was low as they were trying to lead the glove of Oostman towards first base, and it just gets to the turf, skips over first base, and rolls into the right field corner. That allows Johnson to advance from first to second. The 0-2 pitch. That's inside. The count will go even at 2-2. Wilkins, a strikeout and a ground out in this game. She's looking to try to reach base for the first time tonight. Edgerton steps off, and the batter will be called out. And we'll look to see if we can get a explanation from that. So Wilkins was in the batter's box. The pitcher was getting ready on the rubber. That might have been a timing delay, but so called out on strikes is Wilkins. And the first pitch to Urbanski is low for a ball, so Wilkins out at the plate. That's the second out of the inning. Urbanski bats with a runner at second. The 1-0, called strike one. But Johnson, the runner at second base, she's running in place of Lewis, who had an RBI single. Showing bunt and getting a piece of it was Urbanski, but it goes backward to the fence. Urbanski had an infield single in her first at-bat, reached on an error in her second. Now she's up for a third trip to the plate. And she's behind a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Outside we go even, 2-2 with 2 outs. Lake Central in an inning in which they've scored twice, looking to see if they could keep it going for the Wildcats, trying to put an end to the rally. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled towards the third base side and out of the concourse. That keeps things where they were, 2-2. Edgerton goes towards the plate, spins one high for a ball. We go full at 3-2. So the count is full to Urbanski, who's trying to reach for a third time in this game. The payoff pitch. She grounds it towards first base to Ostman, who will race over and steps on first to end the inning. Lake Central is able to score 2 runs. We are through 5. It's the home team leading 6-0. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's Insurance Professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. Sienna Stilley will step up to bat for Hanover Central. Stilley reached on her last at-bat with a hard-hit double in the 4th inning. She faces Such, who sends the first pitch inside for a ball, but that was one of the biggest swings we've seen today from Stilley. She really got a hold of it, was able to reach second, but could not score, was left stranded at third base. Now the 1-0. Stilley started to bring the bat forward, couldn't go all the way. It pops into the glove of Wainwright for a strike. It was in a tough spot to get to for the batter. That was in the outer corner on the lower portion of the zone. Likely would result in a ground ball. The 1-1. She swings ahead of it in the off-speed pitch from Such. The count goes 1-2. So Such changing speed and location, goes with a fastball away for strike one, and then the changeup inside for strike two. Now the 1-2 offering. That's away. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the count. The leadoff batter, Stille. Hanover Central winners of their last 4. Lake Central undefeated on the season. Both teams first place in their respective conferences. The 2-2 pitch carries towards center field. Urbanski will chase after it. It goes to the fence. Stille ends up on second for her second double of the game. And that's the way you want to start the 6th inning for the Wildcats. Down by 6, you get a leadoff extra base hit. Stille really able to drive that one to the fence. And now Dallas Bowen will bat with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. We'll see a courtesy runner at second base in place of Stille. Get a look at the number. That will be Jordan Vrabel.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 13, Jordan Vrabel.
So she will take over at second base for the catcher Stille, who's had a good day at the plate with 2 doubles. Now the batter will be Dallas Bowen. She walked in the first inning, and then had a long fly out to right field in the 4th inning. The count starts with a strike from Such, the junior right-handed pitcher, to the freshman shortstop, batting left-handed. The 0-1. Outside for a ball, evens the count at 1-1. But 2 big swings from Stille have resulted in a pair of doubles. Bowen had another one of the deepest swings of the game, but it was an out. On the 1-1, this one drifting towards shallow right field, where the catch will be made by Van Vossen at second base. So there's the first out of the inning.
Now batting, first baseman, number 17.
Bowen was able to get under it, but it just runs out of momentum, carrying just inside the infield for a fly out to Van Vossen. And now Brooklyn Ostman will bat with 1 out and a runner at second. Such starts the count with a strike on the inner third. The Wildcats with 4 hits in the game, but have not been able to drive any of those runners across the plate. The 0-1. Just low. The throw over to second base. Getting back in time was Vrabel. So the count goes... Looking for it. It was called a strike, so that is an 0-2 count. Bit of a delayed... Or I was focusing on the throw to second, but so the signal was a strike. The 0-2. Foul ball by Ostman, just poking it to stay alive. Ostman 0 for 2 today, grounded into a double play, and then struck out in her next at-bat. She's trying to break through here with a runner at second and just 1 out in the inning. Hanover 8-1 in conference play. Lake Central 11-1, but a good non-conference test for both of these programs. To start the week, it's a busy week for both teams. Now the 0-2. Skips its way towards Such, just outside the circle. She tracks it down, and there is not a play to make. Everybody's safe. The Wildcats threatening now with runners at first and third. An infield single for Ostman. She reaches. Such had to chase it down, angling from the circle, scooped it up, and by the time she was able to pivot with a chance to throw, the runner was safe at first. So Jessica Ferguson will bat here for in place of DeYoung, the pitcher. So Ferguson bats with 1 out and runners at the corners. And we'll see how the Indians choose to deploy their infielders, if they want to try to turn a double play, if they want to take away the run at the plate. There's a few different combinations you could line them up in, and with a 6-run lead, you have that luxury of maybe taking whichever runner's the easiest or trying to get that runner at the plate. It all depends on where the ball is put, but certainly you have options here, and with a 6-run lead. That potentially changes how you want to line things up. If it was a run game, you likely focus on getting that runner at the plate, but in this scenario, there's maybe some different ways you approach it. They'll bring the corner infielders in. The first pitch from Such to Ferguson is high and outside. Ferguson, a freshman, bats left-handed. So she bats in place of DeYoung, who we saw leave the game and was the pitcher to start. A swinging strike for Ferguson, just above that one as the bottom was falling out on it. Evens the count at 1-1. Such goes towards the plate. Her 1-1 pitch. Ferguson lays down a bunt towards third base. Scooped up by Tripp. She throws over. It's out of the glove of Beals to throw to the plate. And in to score is the runner from third. That was Vrabel. Hanover is on the board. Everybody's safe on the play. A well-executed bunt from Ferguson, and then Lake Central unable to hang on at first. So that allows Ferguson to reach. Ostman goes to second, and in to score was Vrabel. It's now a 6-1 ball game. So initially making the play at third was Tripp, but her throw over to first squeaked out of the glove of Beals, which allows Ferguson to reach. So now Hanover keeping the line moving here with 1 run in, 2 on base, and only 1 out. The batter will be Kaylee Blocker. Blocker singled in her last at-bat. And for Such and company here, 1 run has scored already, but you want to make sure the damage stays to just that 1 run. With the force active at third, there's still a variety of ways you could play things. Just try to get the easiest out available. Blocker 1 for 2 on the day. She'll look to try to add to that. The first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. We'll see how Lake Central responds after allowing that run, if they can continue to produce outs, or if the Wildcats will get some energy here and make it a closer game. 6-1 in the top of the 6th inning, and for Hanover, you certainly have to be aware those chances are getting more limited now, with down to 5 outs remaining in the game. You could put up a crooked number in the 6th inning. That could go a long way. Another bunt attempt, this one Karam's foul along the first base line. Beals was charging in, but it was outside the line. So the count 1-2 to Blocker. She tried the bunt there, but now we'll have to swing away with 2 strikes in the count. Such goes back to the circle. Her 1-2 pitch. Just outside for ball 2. Was looking for that outer corner. It just spun away. Just outside. To Blocker, who's the DP tonight. Here's the breakthrough pitch. 2-2 going opposite field, and it's fair. It will roll away, bringing in 1 run to score. The second runner hustling to the plate. She will cross as well. Ostman and Ferguson both score, and the Wildcats have made it a 3-run 6th inning with a 2 RBI double from Blocker. So Blocker drives in 2. The Wildcats threatening with 1 out in the inning. It's now a 6-3 game. Katie Popa will bat, and for the Wildcats, you've made it now a much closer deficit, down by 3 with still some time to go in this game. 1 out in the inning. Popa lifts it foul and away. Starts the count 0-1, and against the tough pitcher in Such, who had allowed just 8 runs on the season going into this game. We'll try to just get this out at the plate here. The 0-1. elevated foul and will not be playable past the Wildcat bullpen. Makes it an 0-2 count. So we'll see if Popa can straighten one out, get it in play after a 2 RBI double from Blocker. The 0-2 pitch just misses the corner. Stilley started the inning with a double. Bowen flew out to the shallow second base side. Then Ostman reached on a single. An error put Ferguson on base and brought in a run. And swinging through that one for strike 3 is Popa. So Popa is the second out of the inning. It will now be up to Nora Edgerton. Edgerton bats with 2 outs and a runner on second, but to follow that error that brought in a run was a 2 RBI double from Blocker. Edgerton tries to get to that one, but swings over it for strike 1. So for Such and Lake Central, there's nothing you could do about the runs that scored, but if you could get this final out, this one cued towards shortstop, the throw to third, and the tag applied by Tripp will end the inning. Hanover puts 3 runs on the board, but they will head back to the dugouts. Lake Central will bat now. We will head to the last of the 6th inning. The score now 6-3. It's softball night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Michaela Van Vossen will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning, and for the Indians, after allowing 3 runs in the top half, we'll see if they could maybe score some more as they lead 6-3, but the Wildcats could rally back here. Van Vossen stays away from the first pitch from Edgerton for ball 1. Next one, outside. We go 2-0 to Van Vossen. She doubled in the 4th inning in her last at-bat. Here's the 2-0. Just high for ball 3. So for Edgerton now trying to find the zone here. In danger of walking the leadoff batter with the top of the order up as well. The 3-0 pitch to Van Vossen is called strike 1. Van Vossen now trying to do her job, see if she can reach base, doing whatever is necessary here. 3-1. Edgerton goes to the plate. Outside for ball 4. Low and away.
And with that walk, Michaela just got her career record for walks.
And with that walk, Michaela Van Vossen sets the Lake Central career record for walks. Doing it on senior night.
Number 24, Maddie Wainwright.
And Maddie Wainwright will look to add to that record with the runner on. Wainwright drives it towards left field. Just one hops its way to the wall. Van Vossen's going for third. She won't stop there. She will hustle in to score. It's an RBI double for Wainwright. So Maddie Wainwright picks up her 2nd RBI of the day. She's been on base 4 times. Her 26th RBI of the season for Wainwright. She reached on an error and scored in the 1st inning, singled, drove in a run, and scored in the 3rd inning, walked in the 4th, and now picks up an RBI double in the 6th inning. Makes it a 7-3 lead for Lake Central. And here's Lexi Iwema up to bat. Iwema bats with nobody out and a runner at second. 1 run has scored. But a good response for Lake Central after allowing a crooked number in the top half of the inning. They bounce right back and send 1 across the plate, and no signs of slowing down yet with Iwema up to bat. Nobody out and a runner at second. The count 1-0. Edgerton winds and fires. That's low, skips its way into the plate, makes it a 2-0 count. With the count 2-0, Edgerton goes to the plate, gets one to the outer corner to make it a 2-1 count. But a walk to Van Vossen started the inning, then Wainwright wasted no time, crushing a double to the left center gap. Iwema now works ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike with a take there. But the top of the order doing some damage here for the Indians. The 3-1 pitch is outside for ball 4. Iwema walks for the second time in the game, putting 2 runners on base for Lake Central with Tegan Tripp up to bat. Now there will be a gathering at the circle for the Wildcats. Edgerton, the second pitcher used for Hanover Central. We saw there was some activity in their bullpen, but it appears Edgerton will stay in here. Looking. As now everybody goes back to their spots. Runners at first and second with no outs. Here's Tripp. Tegan Tripp reached on an error and scored in her last plate appearance. Had an RBI single in the third. She will start the count 0-1 after that swinging strike. Here is Edgerton pitching with 1 run in already and 2 on base, trying to find the first out of the 6th inning. The 0-1 off-speed pitch that just able to get a piece of it was Tripp, but plays it foul towards the crowd, and we go 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, low and away, makes it a 1-2 count. As part of the order, they've been tough outs to get all game long. Tripp trying to apply some pressure here. The 1-2, low for ball 2. So the count even at 2 apiece to Tripp, batting out of the cleanup spot. The breakthrough pitch. Tripp fouls it on the third base side. So the count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Streiler is the runner at second. Iwema's over at first base. On the 2-2, checking on it for strike 3 is Tripp. It's a strikeout, and that's out number 1 for Edgerton. That could go a long way, getting the first out without having to risk putting the ball in play. Now Maddie Such steps into bat. She is the pitcher for Lake Central, and she's helped out her pitching effort by getting 2 RBIs in this game at the plate. She'll see if she could maybe add a couple more, batting with 2 runners on and 1 out in the inning. Such grounds it towards Bowen at third base. She will quickly gobble it up and throw over to third base to retire the runner there. That was Streiler. So a fielder's choice puts Such on base, but the Wildcats able to erase the lead runner. Beals takes a first pitch ball, so Such reaches. She's at first. The runner at second is Iwema. The 1-0. Drops into the corner for strike 1. Beals 0 for 3 on the day, looking to break through with a couple of friends on base. Her team leads 7-3. In the last of the 6th inning, the 1-1 pitch is low and away. We go 2-1. Edgerton winds, goes towards the plate, and just under it was Beals, fouling it to the screen. And we go 2-2. But it was a 3-run top of the 6th inning for Hanover Central. Lake Central has responded by adding 1. And now has 2 runners on base, but 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. Cued towards Bowen at short. She will scoop it up, throws the first for out number 3. Lake Central brings in 1. We will head to the 7th inning with Lake Central leading 7-3. It's softball night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
7, Hanover 3.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Sometimes the hardest part of improving your business isn't coming up with a great idea. It's knowing what to do with it. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services is ready to meet all your industrial and commercial construction needs. Whether it's a small build-out or a complete construction project, Chester will design, build, and finance. Our team eliminates multiple contractors, providing you a single point of contact while staying within your budget. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services, turning your ideas into realities.
3 outs to go as we start the 7th inning. Maddie Such returns to the circle. It will be McMahon, Millsap, and then the top of the order for Hanover as they'll look to produce a rally down by 4. The first pitch is a strike to McMahon. Lake Central leads 7-3 as we begin the 7th inning. Lake Central trying to keep their undefeated season going. 22-0 on the year. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Celebrating Senior Day, and for this Lake Central group, talked about a little pregame, 46-3-1 at home over their 4 years. The 0-2 pitch, but they could try to make it a 47th win here with 3 outs to get. Facing a tough non-conference team in Hanover Central, and then with a massive conference game looming tomorrow. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled to the backstop. Lake Central will be hosting Crown Point in a rematch of that thrilling 2-1 11-inning game we saw a couple weeks ago. First pitch for that one scheduled for 4:30. We'll have the call on the Region Sports Network. Here's the 1-2 from Such. High and in for a ball. We go even at 2-2. McMahon 0-2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. It's been tough to get base runners against Such. As now the 2-2 pitch fouled away. Hanover was able to send 3 in the last half inning, but prior to that, the hits were few and far between. So now the Lake Central defensive group trying to make sure they can shut the door here in the 7th inning. 2-2. Skips towards second base. Van Vossen is there. She will gather, throws the first, and that's the first out. A 4-3 ground out. Here's Marissa Millsap stepping up to bat for the Wildcats. Millsap waits for the first pitch from Such. She drives it towards center field. Urbanski will step in and makes the catch for out number 2. So a fly ball towards center with the sun starting to set and shadows covering part of center field. That was no problem for Urbanski. She was able to battle all of that and made the catch. It'll now be Sienna Stilley batting for Hanover. Stilley has a pair of doubles on the day and has accounted for a run scored. The first pitch, though, will go high for ball 1. Stilley with that double in the 4th inning was one of the deepest hits we've seen today. But then she was left stranded at second. Such goes forward to the plate for the 1-0 pitch. just outside at the corner for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to the Wildcats catcher. Stilley stays away from the 2-0 pitch. She's ahead in the count 3-0. And now with the Wildcats down to their last out, trying to see if they can get Stilley aboard here as she's ahead in the count. The 3-0 pitch, she swings through it for strike 1. That was dropping in the zone. Stilley swung over it. We'll see what the 3-1 pitch has in store for us. Stilley elevates it foul, curling out of the concourse. So now we go full at 3-2. The Wildcats down to their last strike with the top of the order in Sienna Stilley up to bat. Now the payoff pitch. Ground ball, third base side, but it slices foul. Breaks foul just before the base. So now everybody goes back to their stations. Stilley to the box, Such to the circle. We'll see who can win this battle. Fourth at bat for Stilley. She's 2 for 3. On the 3-2 pitch, it's high for ball 4. Stilley will reach. So the Wildcats not done yet as Stilley is aboard for the third time in this game. We'll see a courtesy runner for her. Believe that will be Vrabel. Now Dallas Bowen bats with 2 outs and a runner on base. So not done yet are the Wildcats. They still have a lot of work to do, trailing 7-3, but with the top part of the order up, you can't close the book on them yet. Bowen waves over the first pitch to start the count 0-1. Bowen 0 for 2 officially with a walk in the first inning and then a pair of flyouts to follow that. On the 0-1 pitch, it's high and away. We go 1-1. Bowen looking to see if she can deliver for her team here with a teammate at first base. Here's the 1-1. She grounds it towards first, scooped up by Beal. She will step on the cushion, and that will do it. Lake Central defeats Hanover Central 7-3 to keep their undefeated season going, improving to 23-0 on the year. It ends with a ground out to first base, while Hanover falls to 16-5 on the year. Lake Central improves to 23-0. They will be back in action tomorrow evening at 4:30 against Crown Point for a conference showdown. We will have the coverage of that one as well. We'll step aside quickly, and when we come back, we will have the post-game awards. So stick around. You're watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah! For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here!
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in.
Hear it for the years of hard work and incredible dedication these 5 young women have given to Lake Central.
As we wrap up this non-conference game between Lake Central and Hanover Central, the Indians victorious 7-3 over the Wildcats. We will start to name some of the post-game awards. It's time to name the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Company's proud to recognize the superheroes on the diamond. That will go to, we will give that award to, we'll go with the starting pitcher from Lake Central, to Maddie Such. She went 7 innings with 3 runs allowed, just 2 walks and 9 strikeouts to earn the win. She picks up her 12th win of the season. And moving along, we will name the Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. That will go to Hanover Central's catcher and leadoff hitter, Sienna Stilley. She had 2 doubles and a run scored, as well as a walk at the plate, accounting for 2 of the 6 hits for Hanover. You can earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. That was the Blue Collar Player of the Game. Now it's time to name the proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a Union Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. And tonight's play of the game was, we will go to the 5th inning. It was a spot where Hanover was threatening with runners on base. Marissa Millsap was up to bat. She grounded one towards second base, but then a diving play was made by Michaela Van Vossen, who was then able to toss it over to short, where Iwema stepped on second to make the out and end the inning and squash the threat that was building from the Wildcats. So a nice defensive play by the middle infielders to end an inning. That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. So now to thank everyone involved with this evening's broadcast, to our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, and the rest of our management team at Region Sports Network, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan. To our broadcast crew, led by producer Zach Sinelli, doing an outstanding job, keeping everything on the up and up. To Caleb Bernard, capturing all the action on the camera this evening. Special thanks to the coaches from Hanover Central, Sam Ankowitz and Yvette Tovar of Lake Central, and the athletic directors, Ryan Bridges of Hanover Central and Chris Enyart of Lake Central, and to the viewers across all of our platforms at the IHSAA Champions Network, regionsports.com, YouTube/Region Sports, and Facebook/Region Sports Nation. This is Leo Stauder thanking you for watching Softball Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Crowell Insurance Company, the insurance superheroes. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be Union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. Pulse Technology, leading the way in technological innovation for over 70 years. Visit Michigan City LaPorte, closer than you think, better than you imagine. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports.